Night came quickly. After finishing all his daily chores, washing clothes again, cleaning the dormitory, and preparing dinner for the inner disciples, Lin Feng finally headed toward the lower library. Lin Feng had memorized every corner of the lower library, because every night, if no one was watching, he would steal some time to read. Chaos Spiritual Root. That was the name for his condition. Any key he tried to absorb would instantly scatter and vanish. No matter how many times he tried, the result was always the same: failed. Always failed. Lost in thought, the broom he was swinging suddenly bumped into a pile of old books in the corner. The books fell everywhere, and one of them struck an old wooden shelf behind them. Crack. The shelf split and collapsed, revealing something strange. The wall behind it looked like it had a door. Lin Feng froze for a moment. His heart began to beat faster. He had cleaned this library for 10 years, and he had never known there was a hidden door here. With trembling hands, he pushed the door wider open. There, he saw an old wooden door covered by a faded illusion formation. Beyond the door was a stone staircase descending into darkness. The air coming from below felt cold and smelled musty, as if no one had entered for centuries. Each of his steps echoed through the narrow passage. The staircase was incredibly long. By now, he might already be far beneath the library, beneath the academy. At last, the stairs Lin Feng descended ended in a round chamber, and in the center of the room stood an altar. The altar was made of black jade, carved with 9 coiling dragons encircling one another. And at the center of those 9 dragons was a scroll. The scroll emitted light in 9 different colors that merged into one. Lin Feng was mesmerized by it. His feet moved on their own and drew him closer. "Don't," his rational mind whispered. "This must be an important artifact. It must be protected by the academy. Don't try to touch it." But inside, his chaotic spiritual core began to tremble. Suddenly, his hand lifted and his fingers touched the scroll. Instantly, the world seemed to explode. 9-colored light burst out of the scroll, completely enveloping Lin Feng. And for the first time in his life, Lin Feng felt qi. But it was not just one type of qi he felt, but 9 kinds flowing at once in perfect harmony. Lightning that destroyed, fire that burned, water that flowed, earth that stood firm, wind that roamed free, light that purified, shadow that concealed, space that bent, and at the center of it all, chaos that united them. His chaos spiritual root, which had rejected all qi until now, suddenly began absorbing this energy perfectly, like puzzle pieces finding the final piece. The holder of the Chaos Dragon Scroll has arrived, the true heir of the 9 Dragon Orchestration. Listen, young one, for I will tell you the truth buried for 1,000 years. But before the voice could continue, Lin Feng's consciousness had already faded. Lin Feng finally woke up with his head throbbing in pain. He was lying on the cold floor of the altar chamber, with the spirit stone lantern still glowing beside him. Inside his dantian he felt something slowly spinning. Something alive. It was qi. I can finally cultivate? He laughed, the first laugh he had given in years. 10 years. 10 years of suffering. 10 years of humiliation, together with the scroll that had fused with his soul, a piece of knowledge opened within his mind. 9 Dragon Orchestration. The supreme cultivation technique created by the 9 founders 3,000 years ago. But be careful, holder of chaos. Gathering all the scrolls will reveal a truth you may not be ready to face. But then he remembered his family's faces. Remembered the blood flowing across the floor of his childhood home. Remembered the masked cultivator who killed them without mercy. If this scroll could give him the power to find that murderer, then no matter what danger lay ahead, he would face it. He had to keep all of this secret. He had to pretend he was still a useless trash servant. He had to train in secret until he was strong enough. For the first time in 10 years, Lin Feng had real hope. Lin Feng smiled. "Wait for me," he whispered. "Wait for me, father, mother, Xiao Yu. I swear I will find your killer. I swear I will avenge you."